Hi guys, welcome. Today I want to talk about leadership. How to be a leader, especially when you are not in charge. All right, we all have these experiences or projects that we are either like the main leader, or we just have a lot of ideas, or we have a lot of input, so that even though we're not the main person in charge, we are still a leader within the group. People are listening to us. Or maybe you just want to be a leader and you don't know how to do it. All right, so I have some things to help us be a better leader. Recently, I read a book by Brené Brown called Daring to Lead. And I'm going to make a plethora of videos about things she said in that book. A lot of it, most of it was just kind of how to connect with people, how to connect with yourself. And all that stuff was brilliant and great. But this video, it's more about like steps to do. Because even though you do need to connect with people, do need to connect with yourself and just kind of have those relationships, sometimes that still doesn't help people know like what to do. So I just kind of wanted to give you some things to help you with that. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is micromanaging. This is pretty much everyone's pet peeve. Not a lot of people understand that they do it. And everyone hates it when somebody does it. So I just want to kind of get this one out of the way. Micromanaging. It's when somebody has been given an assignment and someone continually asks them about it, checks in on them continuously, and is just super annoying about it. Just don't do it. If somebody was given an assignment, let them do it. And you're probably thinking, well, what happens if they're late? What happens if they don't do it? I need to make sure that it's on time and da la la la. All right, that's what deadlines are for. All right, that's what bosses are for. And even then, it's annoying in a boss. All right, you need to learn to trust others to get their stuff done. And that if it doesn't happen, things are going to be okay. This is not life and death. All right? And that maybe this process will help those people, realize, oh, people are relying on me. I can't slack off. All right? There's a learning curve. And maybe again, you're thinking, but my grade depends on it. But my this depends on it. Things will work out. People understand. And it's just not a good habit to be into. And maybe if you have a better relationship with the people in your group, you can learn, okay, I can tell this person is struggling, so I'm going to ask if they need some help. I'm going to ask, what can I do for you? Instead of saying, you need to get this done. You need to get it done last week, blah, 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 blah. All right? You have to maybe work around it another way rather than just, attack them with, this isn't done yet, get it done. But if you say, hey, how can I help you? I want to assist you, it kind of helps that. All right, and that kind of leads me into the second thing that will help you be a leader, a better leader, is to make others look good. A lot of leaders, a lot of strong personalities, they're worried about what they look like. They're worried about well, if they fail, it's going to look like I failed. If this happens, people are going to judge me. All right? You cannot have that frame of mind. Okay? Instead, to help combat those annoying thoughts, focus on your team. Focus on the people you're working with. Focus on your students. Focus on them. All right? How can they look good? How can they look better? How can they succeed? How can I help them succeed? Okay? Because when you turn the focus on somebody else, everything else kind of falls into place. You look better, things work out, and the whole project works out better because you are focused on another person and how to help them. And believe it or not, the people who are maybe above you will see that quality in you and appreciate it. All right? Not only is this person getting their stuff done, but they're helping others. They're a team player. Everyone wants to work with a team player. Also, when you're focused on yourself and how you look, and if people are judging you, your focus is small and narrow, and it's hard to see the whole picture. And you can't get a project done unless you see the whole picture. The third thing that can help you be a better leader is to be sincere and honest in the things that you say, in your comments that you make, in your apologies, in your gratitude. So there are times when I know that I want something from somebody and I need their cooperation, and so I kind of stroke their ego so that I then can get what I want from them. All right? People aren't fooled by this. They immediately are like, okay, what do you want? You know? And so I have learned that even though, yes, I might need something, I need to be sincere about the comments that I make to them. Because if I'm just like, oh, you're so pretty, can I have this? You know, it's not fooling anybody. So it's not just about complimenting, then asking what you want. It's really about being open about what needs to happen. So I have learned that it's better to be honest. Like, okay, I am not good at this, but I see that you are. Can you help me with this? Or I'm in a jam. I'm totally like not able to do this, or I'm stuck. Please, can you help me? Like, is there any way that you can help me? And if not, I will go ask somebody else. Like, just having that vulnerability and admitting that maybe you can't do something or that you're stuck and that, you know, maybe their expertise will help you. Having that genuine thing, genuine comment, genuine conversation, well, they'll be more apt to help and they'll be more apt to respect you for it. Rather than if you're like, oh my gosh, you're so good at this. Can you please help me? They're like, ew, gross, leave me alone. And yeah, we don't necessarily talk like that, but the insincerity is prevalent and they can feel it, they can sense it. So if you're honest, then you can have that relationship where you guys can like help each other without it being awkward and without it being like a chore and without it being like, oh, you owe me type of thing. This being sincere also is about not being passive about things. Just like, oh, I wish that somebody would do this for me because that would be so helpful. People don't respond well to a passive remark, all right? If you need something done, ask, okay? I don't know why people are passive. Well, I do know why. They're afraid of people saying no, people judging them, okay? But nobody is. They'd much rather hear you ask for a favor than ask the universe and then hoping someone will do it when your back is turned. And then getting disappointed when nobody actually does it. All right? Don't be passive. Just come right out. And if someone says no, then you thank them and you ask somebody else. Again, it's not the end of the world if somebody says no. It's not personal. All right? It's just they might not have the time to dedicate that you need. And that's okay. All right, the fourth thing that will help you be a better leader. You don't always have to be right, as in correct, as in the all-knowing. Sometimes people start arguments because they are right. I do this often, and about the stupidest thing, whether people are more apt to be attacked by a squirrel or a spider, okay? Whatever I think, I'm gonna fight it until I look on the internet and find more research. But sometimes people are just more apt to just fight, but it's not a good thing with leadership. I am totally okay as a teacher if I do something wrong. I'm totally okay to admit it. And I gain a little respect from students when I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally wrong on that. You know, some people, they're so afraid to look dumb that they're like, no, I'm right. I'm right. You know, I know that I might be wrong. I am the teacher. I am the one in charge. And so what I say goes. Okay, it doesn't have to be that way. It's okay to be wrong sometimes and to admit you're wrong. It's the whole fighting against it. And then if you do get proved wrong, then it's like uncomfortable to watch because you're trying to backstep and like, oh, well, what I actually thought was this and da da da. Okay, it's just uncomfortable. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay. And you admit it. And then you thank whoever, you know, is like, oh yes, thank you for pointing that out. You are right. Let's move on and do it how we're supposed to, or in whatever situation. All right, the fifth thing you need to know in order to help you be a better leader is that everybody has a different work ethic. The way that you are brought up is going to be different than how another person was brought up. And so what you think is working hard is completely different than what they think is working hard. So I grew up with a family who's like, you practice right, and you do it diligently, you will win, you will succeed. Okay? But you have to do it all the time, and you have to do it right. And so I work hard and I do it right. And my work ethic is very different than other people who are brought up that's just like, all right, okay, you did your best and that's good. I'm not saying that either one is wrong. They're just different. And there are even families who are just like, you know, do what you want. Just have fun. All right? And so when you come across somebody who is raised differently than you and you're thinking, you are not working hard, they are thinking, I am working hard. This is the hardest I've worked. And you're on the other side of the table thinking, that is the laziest crap work I've ever seen. And so when you trash on them, they're immediately going to like back off, not work hard anymore because their hardest is not good enough for you. All right, so you can't attack people for what they have learned, how hard work is. All you can do is be a good example. You keep working hard and encourage them. Again, it's about them. How can they succeed? How can I help you? This is great what you've done. How can I help you do this or do that? All right, but the whole lack of judgment helps you be a better leader. And it gives everyone the benefit of the doubt. They are doing the best that they can. Or if you think that they can do more, you can encourage them instead of berate them. That was a ton of information thrown at you, and I could probably make a video individually about each one, and who knows, maybe I will in the future. But anyway, I hope this helped you. I hoped it made you realize like, oh, I am not the best at that. Or, hey, yeah, I've noticed that in other leaders and it does kind of bug, and you know, how it can help you next time. And that was a life lesson with Lindsey. What now? Which step are you gonna work on next time you're in a group project? Just focus on one, you know, baby steps, all right? Peace out.